Hello everyone, and welcome to the first of a series of videos that I'm collaborating with Marsha at Markets of Sunshine, and her link is below. And we're doing 10 days of showing you how to make different zipper pulls or bag charms, or whatever you want to call them, because they're called a lot of different things. And but we're each going to be taking alternate days. She started yesterday, and this is my first video. And we will go for 10 days. She'll have 5 videos, I'll have 5 videos. And consecutively from the 10th to the 20th of this month. So stay with us and see if you can find something that inspires you along the way. Now today, I'm going to work with some scraps. And I have some scrap left over hexagon batting cuts. And so I'm going to use that as my inside filler. And I'm going to just, I've got a scrap pile here, and I've got scraps over here. So I'm going to use just what I've got, basically, here, okay? And we'll see what we can do with that. We're going to layer up some stuff and just see how it works. Do it like that and bring this one over like that. And I'm not being picky. I'm just, as I come to a scrap I want to use, I just say, okay, I'll use that. We will be trimming these down to shape, so the excess will be coming off. Let's see, got some colorful stuff here. Let's use part of it on this one, across like that, and we'll just use that one across like that. Alrighty, and we have a little piece of red. I think will probably work well with that one. Let's go ahead and make a little bit of a, they won't be exactly alike, but they will have some of the same fabric on them. Okay, need to find something a little different. That's kind of cool. It's got black. Let's just see if we can let it work on there. It will that way. And then we have some dinosaur fabric that has a lot of greenery on it. So let's pick some of that. Okay, got that. And what is this? This is a really pretty, shiny little soft blue. Okay, we have got our hexagon covered as such. Now, before we do any more, we're going to separate it out. Okay, and then we're going to choose some stuff to put on it to decorate with. And I do mean just stuff, because it really doesn't matter what it is. This is a piece of, just as you can tell, little piece of embroidery. I'm trying to find out the name of it, and that wouldn't come to my mind. Okay. What we're doing is just putting a little bit of something of interest on here. We won't overload it too much to start with. So we can always add a little more at the end. Okay, we got some lace down in here. We have some right here though that would work. Let's try that. Let's put a little bit more lace on here. Put it under there. I put it over there. Okay. Do the same thing for this one. Soften that up with some lace. Pull it down some, and I can kind of feel where the edge of my hexagon is, so I can pretty much keep it in the areas that I'd like to have it in. Let's see. All right, now with a little bit of fiber, let's just try a little bit of this one, this one, this one, this one. We just lay it on there, let it fall where it wants to, and then where is my, again? Let's see. I don't think I want that. Let's go. I wonder if I have some of this little glitzy stuff here. Let's do some of that. Let's just that one flew where it wanted to. All the little glitz stuff does is help your eye to catch and want to linger a little bit, because it catches the light that it reflects. Okay, we're going to call that one done to this point. Now we're going to take some tulle and we're going to just cover that and sew that down, and I'm going to use a machine, and it's not big pieces of tulle, it's just little pieces that'll basically go over the center part here. Okay, but we'll be sewing that down so it will serve to keep those little pieces in place. Okay, now I'm gonna sew this and I'll be right back. Okay, I have those sewn, as you can see, and trimmed. So we just have the batting on the back. So now we want to put a backing on here, because when these dangle, they don't always just stay, you know, front forward. So we don't want to put a whole lot of time in this, but we want to put a interesting fabric. And there's one here in my tub. It's a scrap of green eyelet. Just has enough interest to do what I want it to do. So if we, and we're not going to iron it or anything, there's no sense in all of that. We're going to find the right side, which is this side, and we're going to put it down. We're going to pin it on, and then we're going to sew it around the edges so that it encapsulates all of that. I'm going to leave a little bit on the edges. I'm not going to cut it flush up when I cut it. All right, just a couple of pins should do that inside. Now, we also have to determine what kind of a hanger. It's got to hang on the loop. I'm thinking that this would work pretty good. And I'm thinking that, well, I needed to put that in there before I put that in there. If I slip it down in the middle, like that, it's a pretty color. This is a ribbon that is wired on both sides, so it's sturdy. Okay. And I use that as my hanger. And then I'm thinking that I might use a pretty button. Let me see if I can find one to decorate it off at the top, just to give it some more interest. Maybe we could use this green butterfly right about like that, and that would coordinate the green around the edges. So I think that would be pretty cool. All right, we're going to do that one that way. All right, we'll do that. That one's ready. Now let's get this one ready. I'm going to do the same thing. Give it a little space around the outside. Give it enough ribbon to make a little bit of a dangle when it hangs. Let's see. You'll have all kinds of loops. Oh, I think I just dropped. I did. We'll have to get another butterfly. But when you get your loops to put on, then you just want it to be able to hang good like that. Okay. All right. So much for that. Lost my butterfly. I think I have another green one. Let's see. Yep, I do. So we'll put this over here and try not to mess it up again. All right. So now this one I need to put its hanger down the center before. And when we sew it, it will catch that so that it's permanently on there. Okay. Now I'm taking this to the machine and I'm going to zigzag around the edges, and that's going to sew this to the back and catch the hanger part at the same time. Okay. All right, hang in there. Well, I got these finished for you, and these are the two that we were working on, and this is what they look like. They have the eyelet backing on the back, and each of them has the ribbon hanger, and it has a little button added to that up at the top. And this is what it looks like. And trimming the background, just letting a little bit show, kind of frames it, all right, which gives it a nice little look. Then the next two I did exactly the same way, except I used the solid green instead of the eyelet, and these are what that looks like. Now the loops on these are actually a seam off of the same blouse, this eyelet blouse. Seams are actually good for this because they're extra strong, and they've got 2 or 3 layers of fabric, and they're usually done with a closer stitch, and so they're pretty strong. Now you notice that I put the loop on the flat side of the hexagon on these two, and I put the loop on the point on the hexagon on these two. Now if you remember, we just in the beginning just took random scraps and covered those hexagons. We didn't sweat it, we just laid it on there. We didn't match or coordinate, nothing. Then we took a little focal point, some little glitzy ribbon or a little motif of some kind, some lace, whatever we had that would add a little interest, and we'd pop that on there. Then we covered it with tulle and we sewed it down, and then we trimmed it. And it's very exciting. I love doing that because I never know exactly what I'm going to come out with when I get through, but it's always surprises me how pretty these turn out. And if you had tried to lay it out exactly like that, you probably would never do it. But because you just randomly do it in the beginning and leave it to chance, they always come out just beautiful. So maybe try some hexagons or circles this way, squares or whatever you want to, but I think you'll enjoy it, and it's fun, and you can see that it's definitely easy to do, all right? And though I use the machine, if you're a staunch hand sewer, all this is doable by hand too, all right? Okay, until the next video, please stay scrap happy.